Okay, hello everyone. So, first of all, sorry to hijack your holiday. So, in today's lecture, we will do basics of programming. So, these basics applies to almost every programming language. Okay, these are not specific to C programming only. Okay, so these are only basics of programming. Let us see what we will cover in this. First of all, we will see instructions and program. So, what are instructions and what are programs? Then we will see stored program architecture. Then we will see memory hierarchy, then memory access methods, and then programming languages and compilers. Okay, so before starting stored program architecture, so till now we know that the computer runs some instructions. Okay, so we have seen that there is a C kind of thing. You provide some input and there is some output. Okay, and I also shown you CPU, detailed architecture of CPU. Fine, and you are now aware of it, that what is inside that cabinet and which what all things are surrounding by CPU which help to run a program. Okay, so program comes very later. Individual instructions are given to the CPU to execute. So we can say that CPU CPU actually runs some instructions. Okay, instructions. So what are instructions? These instructions can be in any form. These can be in the machine language. I told you about that, right? These can be in the machine language. These can be in the assembly language. Assembly language means mnemonics. We saw them, right, in the previous lecture. Then they can be in the high level language also, right? So CPU takes the instruction in any of the modes, but it always runs the instruction in machine language. Why? Because CPU is a electronic device, so it runs on the electricity or electronic charge. Okay, so I will write it requires some voltages. Voltage means ones and zeros. Okay, and the CPU takes the program or instructions from primary memory only. Primary memory only. This you know, right? And any permanent instruction is stored in secondary memory, which goes into first primary memory and then run by CPU. I'm audible properly, right? You are able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Chal. So, so what are instructions? Instructions are nothing but the commands. Okay. Short mein we can give you the commands. Okay. Instructions has normally two parts. One part is actual actual operation and the other part is operand. Okay, operation and operand. So suppose I am giving you an instruction, perform 4 plus 5. Okay, so what is operation here? This is operation here, and 4 and 5, these are operands. Okay, can you remember these terms, operations and operands? Okay, one instruction generally have one operation and there will be multiple operands. There can be multiple operands. Okay, right? Based on the operation, CPU requires some cycles. Each operation requires some cycles. Have you heard this? CPU speed is 2.4 gigahertz. Okay, exactly. This number can vary, right? Depending upon your CPU, but it is something in gigahertz. Have you read this? I asked you to write the specifications of your smartphone, right? So there you can also see what CPU speed you write. Okay, so 2.4 gigahertz. So do you know what is giga? 2.4 into 10 raised to power how much? 9
9.
hertz. Okay, hertz we write as hertz का other name क्या होता है? Cycles per second. This you might have learnt in your 11 12th class. So can you imagine कितना हो गया ये number? It is in something crores cycles per second. Now every operation requires some cycles. Suppose let us say one operation is equals to one cycle. Okay, one operation equals to one cycle. So can you tell me how many operations can CPU run per second? Lot many, right? Crores of operations can be run per second. To see how fast is the computer. है कि नहीं है फास्ट, है ना? So if you if you want to utilize the CPU fully, you have to provide instructions very fast. All of you agree with this or not? Suppose I am very fast. I come in your class and I check copies, 100 copies in a second. ठीक है, just imagine. Okay, ऐसा हो तो नहीं पाएगा, just imagine 100 copies in a second. Okay, and what if you are not able to prepare 100 copies for me? Then you will waste my time or not? Is it? Okay, so the same case can happen with CPU also. CPU has gone very fast, but if you will not provide it fastly the instructions or the programs, so you will waste the CPU power. All of you agree with this? Okay, now who provides CPU the instructions? Who provides?
So user,
Huh? No.
user,
Hardware. Hardware. Which hardware? Primary memory provides CPU the instructions. Yes. And if primary memory is not much faster enough to provide CPU, okay, इस बात को याद रखना है ना. I will come in the 2 slides later on this. अभी मैं यहीं पे रोकूंगा, है ना, but I will come back on this. Just listen to the statement and keep it in mind. Okay, CPU is very fast. Now we know that CPU takes all the programs from the primary memory. Okay, now if it takes from primary memory, so who has the responsibility to feed the CPU? Primary memory. Okay, the primary memory has the responsibility to feed the CPU with the instructions. What will happen if primary memory is not? Okay, just think of the answer and I will come back on it. Okay, before that, let us discuss now. Abhi, you know about instructions, right? Now what is program? Program is nothing but set of instructions. Okay, and generally for common object, right? So set of instructions which are written for a common objective is a program. Okay, so we will learn how to write program. Okay, in this particular subject we will learn to write how to write program in C language. Okay, then in the higher classes you will learn about different programming languages. Okay, so this entirely depends upon another thing which is called programming language. So what instructions you will write and what program you will write, it will depend upon programming language. Okay, but whatever you write, everything needs to be converted into machine language before feeding to the CPU. Can you remember this? Whatever programming language you choose, that programming language needs to be converted into machine language to be fed to the CPU. Okay, fine. Now, before this store program architecture, I told you in the first generation of computers, there was a panel which had ones and zeros only. So the scientist who wants to program, he make a instruction in machine language and writes physically कैसा 10101110011. This kind of instruction was there and it feeds to the keypad of the computer, right? And he has to remember this whole machine language string. Either remember or write on a paper and then type it manually on the keypad of the computer. Okay, this was very tedious task. Okay, later on the instructions were converted into these mnemonics, right, where some symbols for operations were used, etc., right? So these, the keypad used to have buttons like this: add, sub, mul. You will see, you know, you will go in a microprocessor lab. There you will see this kind of keypad. Okay, I believe in your third semester you will go microprocessor lab and there you will see this. Okay, then when the more advances take place, now in the higher level languages the instructions was written. Okay, and then programs were written. Like earlier a single instruction was given, like computer is given only one instruction at a time, right? Then one program at a time. These all things are very tedious. कितना मुश्किल होगा if you want to play songs one by one, but you have to come again to the player and give input another song. मुश्किल होगा ना? It would not be happier situation, right? When you want to give up, when you want to give, when you want to run some songs, suppose 10 songs you want to run, but the songs first finish, the second song will not run automatically. You have to come and run the second song by manually. Isn't it a difficult or difficult situation for us? Okay, right now we cannot imagine this, but earlier this was the problem. Okay, now after program, there was another technology which was batch of programs. Batch programs means a file was created which was called batch file, and this batch file has program 1, program 2, program 3, program 4. Okay, some limit number of programs were there, and this batch file is fed to the CPU. Okay, so what happens? First, this program will run, then once the program 1 is completed, then second program will run, then third program will run, then fourth program. Okay, but this batch file is given to the CPU. Okay, this also like reduces the complexity, but this is not an end solution, right? So what happened then? Then the scientists discovered that why don't we feed CPU from a place which is called memory, where all the programs that you want to run will be stored. Now CPU has only to interact with this place to take any program. Are you able to follow this? CPU now only needs to interact with the memory which stores all the program. तो देखो नाम से क्या लग रहा है, stored program architecture, the architecture where all the programs are stored, where in the memory. Okay, then what happened? फिर क्या हुआ? Initial days the memory was very slow, है ना, and CPU was fast. Memory was slow and CPU was fast. Okay, stored program architecture is clear. The fundamental of stored program architecture is clear. This is a single line answer that an architecture of computer where the CPU takes all the programs from the primary memory or memory. This is stored program architecture. Or you can say in another way, all the programs that are to be run on the CPU are stored in the memory. That is stored program architecture. In batch program के अंदर क्या होता था? All the program, a batch file is created. Okay, a batch file is created and which has all the programs, and this complete batch file is given to the CPU. Okay, now solving the problem of stored program architecture. What is the problem in the stored program architecture? यही प्रॉब्लम जो मैंने यहाँ पे बताई आपको, है ना. CPU is very fast. CPU is very fast, and the memory which is being used to feed the CPU was slow. Why? Because this was mechanical memory. Mechanical memory. What was the earliest memory? जो सबसे पहले memories हुई थी, they were tape memories. कौन सी memories थी? Tape memories. Tape memories मतलब like cassettes. Okay, the spelling is not correct. Okay, so the cassettes were the first tape memories, and they were the mechanical memories, and they were very slow. Suppose you write your whole program on a tape, and this जो Turing machine है ना, Turing machine was based on this tape memories. Okay, so that memory is very slow, and CPU was getting faster and faster. Okay, so scientists felt a problem that we are wasting the CPU cycle. So what happened? Various forms of memories were developed and a memory hierarchy was created. Hierarchy मतलब क्या होता है? In the college you have hierarchy as you have BOG chairman, then BOG members, then principal, then HOD, then faculty members. Okay, so there is a hierarchy. Hierarchy means there is a order of uh, order in some kind of manner. Okay, so here this is your CPU. It is firstly connected to the primary memory, and it is second then connected to the secondary memory. So for memory hierarchy point of view, हुआ क्या? Then the CPU is not directly connected to a slow memory, but in this order you can see that memory speed is increasing. Okay, in this order, memory speed is increasing. Definitely, SSD is higher than HDD. Flash, actually, Flash and USB. Okay, so Flash is the highest. Flash and SSD are the highest secondary memories. Okay, and then optical, USB, and hard disk. Okay, so the slowest is optical, then hard disk, then USB, then flash, then SSD. Okay, so this can be the order of secondary memory. But in the primary memory, you have ROM, which is an electronic memory. This completely is electronic memory. Okay, primary memory is completely electronic memory. So if I say the speed of CPU is in gigahertz, so then the speed of primary memories is primary memory में specifically it is in megahertz. Okay, and it is in somewhat near to. Okay, so registers can work also in gigahertz. Flash is in some, suppose I can say 10 megahertz. Okay, and ROM is again in megahertz. Fine, and the secondary memories are in kilohertz. Okay, SSD can now work in megahertz, but ha- hard disk, optical, these all were in kilohertz, and USB can also in megahertz. Okay, so this is the speed. Now let us compare. एक सिंपल एग्जांपल लेते हैं. CPU, RAM, this is gigahertz, this is megahertz, and this is हार्ड डिस्क ले लेते हैं kilohertz. Okay, now can you tell me how many times hard disk needs to run to give data for 1 second to RAM? Listen again. How many times? इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? 1000 cycles per second. इसका मतलब कितना हुआ?
10 raised to power 6.
Yes, cycles per second. And this is 10 raised to power 9 cycles per second. Okay, so can you tell me uh, how many cycles or how many seconds it will take to feed 1 second RAM? Isn't it? यानी 1000 सेकेंड, 1000 सेकेंड मतलब ऑलमोस्ट 20 minutes. 20 minutes of time it will take to feed the RAM. Okay, now let us suppose, एक क्वेश्चन मैंने उस दिन पूछा था, why, जब, अच्छा इसका एक और देखो, this is the order of price. Cheaper. The price goes cheaper in this direction. Speed goes higher in this direction, and price goes cheaper in this direction. Okay, and also size. Size goes higher in this direction. Okay, so the hard disk is in the most amount. Okay, Then you have RAM, and cache is very less. Can you tell me how much RAM is inside your personal computer? For an idea.
So 4 GB.
Okay. So typically I will take it 8 GB RAM. Okay. If you have a good computer, then I will take it 8 GB RAM. Normal it is 4 GB RAM. Okay. Now can you tell me what is amount of cache inside your computer? And surprisingly, cache is also comes in levels L1, L2, and L3. Okay. And if I say this L3 cache is in only 3 MB. Amount is only 3 MB, or this can be your uh, not more than 64 MB. Okay. And RAM is, this is your cache. This is your RAM. RAM is 8 GB. Can you tell me what is the amount of hard disk you have? I'm not taking SSD, okay? I am taking hard disk. That is 1 TB. Fine. Now a question arises, if hard disk is so much cheaper, then why don't we replace the RAM with hard disk? Now you know the answer, right? If
Yes.
hard disk is, है ना? If hard disk is so much cheaper, why don't we replace RAM and cache with complete hard disk? Why don't we connect directly hard disk to the CPU? Can you give answer?
So we can't connect because that's slower than RAM.
Yes, it is very slow because it has to feed the CPU. And if the thing is very slow, you can compare it, right? 10 raised to power 9 cycles and 1000 cycles. So if I divide over them, it will give me 10 per second. Okay, 10 raised to power 6 seconds would be required. Yani hard disk will run for 10 raised to power 6 seconds to give CPU only 1 second running program. Socho how much time it is going to waste, isn't it? It is approximately in hours, है ना? 10 hours around or something whatever, है ना? So इतना टाइम चाहिए होगा हार्ड डिस्क को टू गिव सीपीयू 1 सेकेंड इंस्ट्रक्शन, 1 सेकेंड में जितने वो चला सकते. Is this fair? No. Now the question is in reverse direction. Why don't we use complete cache if we know that the cache is very fast, so it will make our computer very fast? So why don't we use complete cache and don't use RAM, hard disk, or anything? The answer is written on the slide.
Because that will be costlier.
Yes, you cannot make an infinite cost system. I want to purchase a system which is in 30,000 also. I want to purchase which is in 40,000 also. I want to purchase in 80,000 also. The laptop on which I am teaching to you is of 1,20,000. So that kind of laptop is also available. Okay. And if you go on a very higher machine with some more graphics unit, that is around 2 lakhs also. So there is always a customer need and a price point of view that you have to create a complete system keeping in mind the price, the size and memory. अच्छा, सारी कैश लगा सकते हो, है ना? लगा लो. ओके, सपोज 40,000 के सिस्टम में सपोज 40,000 के सिस्टम में 1024 MB कैश आ जाती है सपोज, है ना, यानी 1 GB कैश आ गई आपके. नाउ व्हाट अबाउट योर स्टोरिंग a movie of high quality? Where are you going to store it? Movie of high quality takes at least 2 GB space, right? And in your whole computer, you have only 1 GB space. If you have made the computer of 40,000 and it is of completely made up of cache only. There, another problem is that there is no secondary memory. Cache is an electronic memory, and as soon as the power goes off, okay, your content will be lost. Are you getting my point? Why the memory hierarchy is required? Okay, so the two questions are answered here. One is this: why the secondary memory is required, and why the primary memory is required. Okay, secondary memory has in advantages that they are cheaper in the price, and since they are cheaper, they can be used in the higher size. Okay, but they cannot alone be used. Why they cannot be alone used? Because their speed is very slow as compared to the CPU. So these two analogies are to be studied here. Is it clear or not? You can ask. This is only a concept, okay? Nothing as such. Uh, no, nothing to learn here actually. This is only to understand. Okay, so logic is clear. Now, now we get more into the memory. Now, whenever from this point onwards, whenever we will talk about memory, we are meaning about primary memory. Okay, and specifically it is RAM. Okay, we will not talk about cache. We will not talk about ROM. You know? So simply we are, if we are taking memory, it is meant for primary memory and specifically RAM. Okay, fine. So we have three kinds of access. Okay, there is direct access, there is random access, and there is sequential access. Okay, so before that, let me draw memory for you. I have given a smaller diagram earlier, but let me draw it again. If I say this is RAM, so inside RAM, you know that there are some storage elements, right? I told you the example of capacitor, right? So capacitor takes some charge, and charge can be into some levels of voltage. One level of voltage can denote 0 and another level of voltage can denote 1. So you can understand this slot as a capacitor, and more precisely I will say it as a memory element. What I will say, memory element. Okay, and in the higher case you will read about flip flops. Okay, so flip flops are actual memory elements. Why the name is flip flop? Because it flips and flops between 0 and 1. Flip flop, okay, means the thing which changes its values. So this is a place which can take value as sometimes 0, sometimes 1, depending upon its requirement. Okay, now we can also say this as 1 bit. Is it okay? किसी में भी कोई कंफ्यूजन लगे? देखो सिर्फ टर्मिनोलॉजी एंटर करनी है आपको अपने माइंड में, है ना. नाउ व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, आई एम टेलिंग अबाउट द फिजिकल स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द रैम, and inside RAM you have some memory elements memory elements can also be told as flip-flops, and each flip-flop is a bit. Okay, now you know that 8 bits is equals to 1 byte. All of you know this. So if I draw 8 such bits, okay, ये इतना मैं बहुत बड़ा बड़ा बना रहा हूँ, ठीक है, बट एक्चुअली दीज आर वेरी मिनिएचर. ओके, ऐसा मत सोचना कि इतना बड़ा बड़ा के अंदर फिर इसकी मेमोरी कैसे होती है. ओके, आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू अ डायग्रामेटिक representation. So this is first bit, second bit, third bit, fourth bit, fifth bit, sixth bit, seventh bit, and eighth bit. So this is 1 byte of RAM. 1 byte of RAM. Can you understand this? 1 byte of RAM means 8 bits. It means there are 8 flip-flops or 8 memory elements, or you can simply say 8 capacitors. ये सब बातें क्लियर है, ठीक है. नाउ इनसाइड रैम, अगर मैंने तुम्हारे को रैम का बोला, रैम इज सपोज 1 GB. 1 GB मीन्स 10⁻⁹ bytes. Okay, so can I write it like 8 into 10⁻⁹ bits? कोई प्रॉब्लम हो बीच में बोलना, ठीक है. सो 1 G मीन्स 10⁻⁹. तो रैम की कैपेसिटी अगर सपोज आपके सिस्टम की 1 GB है, तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ, 10⁻⁹. तो कैन यू सी दैट ये इस तरह के जो स्ट्रक्चर बनाए ना मैंने, ऐसे यहाँ पे कितने हैं, 10⁻⁹. ओके, अग्री है ना.
Yes, sir.
और है ना, और अगर ये छोटे छोटे स्पेसिस की बात करें, है ना, वो कितने, 8 into 10⁻⁹. Should I draw? Okay, this happens like that. Now suppose this is your colony. This is colony house number 1. This is house number 2, house number 3. ऐसे करके there are 10⁻⁹ houses. Okay, now each byte is or has a unique address. से कॉलोनी में हर हाउस का एक एड्रेस होता है, ठीक है. रैम इज योर कॉलोनी and every byte is a house. So each house in a colony has an address. Similarly, each byte in a memory has a unique address. That is why the memory is called byte addressable memory. What is it called? Byte addressable memory. Yani every byte of a RAM is given a unique address. Can you remember this? Okay, this is a thing that you need to remember because ये बहुत बार काम आएगा आगे, है ना. So whenever we are talking about RAM, you just see how many bytes are there. Every byte will be have a unique address. So if I ask कि what will be the number of addresses required, can you tell me, seeing on the slide, how many addresses will be required? घरों के एड्रेस होते हैं ना कॉलोनी में, मकान नंबर 1 2 3 4 5 6 ऐसे कर एड्रेस होते हैं, है ना, हाउस नंबर. ओके, सो कैन यू टेल मी हाउ मेनी एड्रेसेस विल बी रिक्वायर्ड हियर फॉर अ 1 GB रैम? 10⁻⁹. Why? Because how many bytes are there? 10 raised to 9. Each byte is given one address. So how many addresses are required? 10 raised to power 9. All of you agree with this? Or anyone has doubt? You can ask. I am saying byte addressable memory. It means every byte will be given a unique address. If there are 10 raised to power 9 bytes inside RAM, okay, so how many addresses are required? 10 raised to power 9. ठीक है, 10 raised to power 9 हाउसेज हैं हमारे पास में, तो कितने कितने घर कितने एड्रेसेस चाहिए? 10 raised to power 9. और 50 घर है तो ऑब्वियसली एड्रेस कितने चाहिए? 50 चाहिए. इज इट ओके? नाउ, है ना, कमिंग ऑन द टॉपिक, देयर इज एक्सेस, है ना. एक्चुअली यहाँ पे 3 टाइप है, किसके दिए हुए हैं? एक्सेस के दिए हुए हैं. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय एक्सेस एंड हु एक्सेसेस? याद करो, द सीपीयू एक्सेसेस मेमोरी, है ना. यानी सपोज सीपीयू इज पोस्टमैन, है ना. सीपीयू इज पोस्टमैन, और चलो पोस्टमैन नहीं, अभी लेटेस्ट पे बात करते हैं. सीपीयू इज द पर्सन हु वांट्स टू गिव कोविड वैक्सीन. ओके, CPU is the person who wants to give COVID vaccine going home by home, है ना, घर घर जाकर के कोविड वैक्सीन देनी है. ठीक है. नाउ अगर कॉलोनी में आएंगे तो व्हाट कैन द मेथड्स ऑफ गिविंग द वैक्सीन टू डिफरेंट होम्स? कैन यू सजेस्ट? एग्जाम्पल समझ गए? CPU wants to access memory, yani CPU is the person who wants to give COVID vaccine, and memory is a colony which has some houses. Each house has an address. Okay, now tell me what ways the vaccine person can choose to the houses selection. House selection के लिए क्या क्या तरीके काम में ले सकते हैं? The methods are written here. सोचो और जवाब दो. This answer can come from you, right? इतना मुश्किल नहीं है. आई हैव गिवन अ वेरी गुड एग्जांपल. कोविड वैक्सीन लगाने वाला आया है, देखो मिलेगी नहीं तुम्हारे को वैक्सीन, है ना. जल्दी से जवाब दो, कैसे कैसे कर सकते हैं?
Sir, in a sequence and in a random way.
हाँ, एंड इन अ डायरेक्ट वे भी है, कुछ डायरेक्ट वे भी है ना. तो इमेजिनेशन करो ना तुम्हारी. तुम ये भूल जाओ, कंप्यूटर को भूल जाओ. तुम ये सोच के बताओ कि जो वैक्सीन लगाने वाला आएगा, कॉलोनी में 10 घर है ना, तो क्या क्या ऑर्डर फॉलो कर सकते हैं, ये पूछ रहा हूँ मैं. इसको भूल जाओ, कंप्यूटर को.
Sir, random alternate series.
हाँ, मतलब हाउस नंबर 1 से स्टार्ट करेगा, फिर 2 पे जाएगा, 3 पे जाएगा, 4 पे जाएगा, 5 पे जाएगा. इट विल फॉलो अ सीक्वेंस एज पर द हाउस नंबर. एक तरीका हो गया, दिस इज सीक्वेंशियल मेथड. ओके, नाउ एक हो गया रैंडम मेथड. रैंडम मेथड में क्या हो सकता है? सोचो कोई एग्जांपल.
सर फर्स्ट पे जाएगा, फिर फिफ्थ पे चला जाएगा, फिर थर्ड पे, फोर्थ पे, ऐसे.
है ना, यानी वो ये देखेगा, सपोज वो ये देखेगा कि किस घर में लोग नजर आ रहे हैं, है ना. एग्जाम्पल के लिए बता रहा हूँ मैं तुम्हारे को, है ना. तो वो आया, कॉलोनी में एंटर हुआ, उसको सबसे पहले जो लोग है वो कहाँ पे दिखे? 4 नंबर हाउस में दिख गए. तो सबसे पहले कहाँ चला गया? 4 में. जैसे 4 से बाहर निकल रहा था, उसको 7 नंबर हाउस के अंदर कोई दिख गया, तो वो कहाँ चला जाएगा? 7 नंबर हाउस में चला गया, है ना. तो हाँ, लक्षिता, यू वांट टू से समथिंग?
No, sir.
तो म्यूट कर दो बेटा. ओके, सो दैट विल हैपन इन दैट वे ना, कि जहाँ पे नीड है ना, जहाँ पे नीड है उसके अकॉर्डिंग वहाँ पे जंप कर जाओ, ठीक है। देन डायरेक्ट एक्सेस में क्या होगा, देखो डायरेक्ट एक्सेस को मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको। सपोज वो अपने पास में एक लिस्ट लेके आते है ना, कुछ घरों में कोविड पेशेंट है, कुछ घरों में प्रेग्नेंट लेडीज हैं जिनको अभी वैक्सीन नहीं लगनी है, ओके। सो he already has suppose a list, a index which is to be followed for providing the vaccine. Are you able to follow me? Sequential क्या हुआ, every memory location. Random क्या हुआ, any memory location, okay. And direct access क्या हुआ, direct access works from a index, okay. There is a list of the locations that are to be accessed. So it directly goes to that particular location. Okay. So similarly happens like that. CPU can access RAM. You know that CPU accesses RAM. ये बात तो सबको क्लियर है ना, CPU accesses RAM. Why? Because of the stored program architecture. Everything that CPU wants will be found in the memory only. ये बात क्लियर है ना सबको, everything that CPU wants has to be inside the primary memory, okay. So that is why CPU accesses memory, okay. CPU accesses memory. So there can be three types of ways how the CPU can access memory. First is sequential, where it it jumps to the first location, then second location, then third location, fourth location, okay. So it means this is first byte, second byte, third byte, and so on, okay. In random it can come to 1, it is going to 3, then from 3 it is going to 5, from 5 it is going nowhere, okay. Again it comes to 2, it comes to 5, and then again going nowhere. अच्छा मैंने एरो मिस कर दिया है ना, 3 से एरो कहाँ जा रहा था, 3 से एरो 7 जा रहा था, तो 7 से कहाँ गया, 8 गया, है ना। देन 8 से 4, देन 4 से 6, एंड सिमिलरली इस तरह से कुछ भी रैंडम ऑर्डर फॉलो कर सकते। आर यू गेटिंग दिस, ओके। नाउ इन डायरेक्ट एक्सेस, okay, in direct access whatever written in the index, है ना, whatever written in the index, the CPU directly goes on that particular memory, okay. In the index it will be written go to 4 location, okay, go to 6 location, go to 7 location. And it can also happen like that, go to 4 location and move 3 locations sequentially. क्या मतलब हुआ इसका, go to 4 location and move 3 locations sequentially, यानी 5, 6 and 7. This can also be written in the index. Whatever written in the index, ये उस तरह से है, आप लोगों ने 12th क्लास में प्रैक्टिकल फाइल्स बनाई थी, है ना, और फर्स्ट ईयर में भी बनाई होंगी। You have all the pages as experiment 1, 2, 3, 4, something, 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 right? And you have index also. Suppose your teacher wants to see what results you obtained in experiment number 10. So what he or she will do? He will see that experiment number 10 is in page number 15. So is it going to चेक 1 2 3 4 सारों को चेक करेंगे क्या, नो, it will directly go to the page number 50. Okay, so that is direct access. Is it clear to everyone or not? You can ask.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Now coming on the different programming languages. Programming languages. I have already told you about the levels of programming languages. You can see here how they look like. है ना? So this is machine level language and this is near to the CPU. Okay, and this is high level language. This is high level language and it is near to the human human language. Isn't it looking like human language? You can see that the words are normal English words. Okay, so what happened initially, the programming was done in machine language, but it was it was very fast actually. है ना? Fast in the sense that since there is no conversion required actually. Whatever you want to the, अगर आज के time में you can write a direct machine code and your CPU is very fast, so the program is very fast, right? But the problem is that machine language is very difficult to remember and the program is very long to write. A simple line will be very much long. Okay, so this makes it difficult for a human being. So what happened? Some abstractions of the program were created, है ना? So क्या programming languages बनी, है ना? So programming language क्या है? Programming languages are some languages or some syntaxes and semantics. The programming language has this syntaxes and semantics. क्या होता है वो अभी हम लोग देखेंगे अच्छे से और भी, है ना? बट देयर आर टू थिंग्स, सिंटैक्सेस एंड सीमेंटिक्स। सिंटैक्सेस मतलब कैसे लिखना है और सीमेंटिक्स मतलब उसका क्या मीनिंग होता है। ठीक है, जैसे दो लैंग्वेज को हम लोग देखते हैं, इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज और हिंदी लैंग्वेज। इफ यू वांट टू लर्न इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज, व्हाट डू यू नीड टू लर्न एक्चुअली? क्या लर्न करना होता है इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज में? इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज सीखनी हो तो हमें क्या आना चाहिए?
Grammar.
ग्रामर। ओके, तो ग्रामर ऑलवेज हैव टू थिंग्स, है ना? हम देखो इंग्लिश भी पढ़ानी पड़ रही है मुझे तो। ग्रामर के अंदर क्या क्या होता है? एक तो सिंबल्स और एक होते हैं रूल्स, है ना? देयर आर सम सिंबल्स जैसे कि अल्फाबेट, है ना, पंक्चुएशंस, ये सब है ना इंग्लिश ग्रामर के जो भी सिंबल्स हैं। एंड देयर आर सम रूल्स कि कौन किसके साथ आ सकता है ना? व्हाट आर वर्ब्स, व्हाट आर nouns, what are pronouns, these all things वो कौन के साथ आएगा, है ना? So that happens in the grammar. So if I say these rules are syntax, है ना, and these symbols are tokens, ये टर्म भी अभी आएगी, है ना, and whatever you write should have a meaning, so that is semantic, है ना? Ram is sweet, okay, and sweet is Ram. Which sentence do you say is right? This syntax is
The first
right,
वाला.
है ना? Syntax is right. Why? Because the semantics of the, है ना, the semantics of, देखो ये भी सही है ना, लिखने में गलत नहीं है, but the semantic is not right, है ना? Sweet is Ram, sweet is Ram is not right, सिंटैक्स तो सही है, लेकिन इट इज नॉट गुड इन सीमेंटिक्स बिकॉज मीनिंग नहीं आ रहा। ठीक है, तो सिमिलरली वैसे ये सब चीज़ें आप हायर क्लासेस में और ज़्यादा देखोगे। यू विल हैव अ सब्जेक्ट कंपाइलर कंस्ट्रक्शन, okay, or compiler design, right? In that particular subject you will read these things very in depth, okay, but yes, you can understand right now कि मशीन लैंग्वेज के अंदर काम करना मुश्किल था, दैट इज वाई असेंबली लैंग्वेज बनाया। देन असेंबली लैंग्वेज वाज आल्सो नॉट कंप्लीटली ह्यूमन ओरिएंटेड, so that is why क्या बनाया, ह्यूमन लैंग्वेज से रिलेटेड हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज बनाया। So the C++, Java, okay, Python, these all, and the HTML, okay, PHP, these all are, these all are high level languages and they are very near to the, okay. Now human is writing in high level language, it means some English like language, and computer is understanding in machine language. So what we require, we require a translator system, isn't it? Suppose I am talking in English and you are not understanding in English. So what do you require? You require a translator which can translate my language into your language because you don't understand my language. Is it okay? So CPU understands only machine language. It means it only understands the voltages. So there is something required which translates the high level language to the low level language. Is it okay for you? So the thing which translates the high level language to low level language is a translator. Okay, and there are two major or important translators. First is compiler and the another word is interpreter. Okay, there are two important translators which translates the high level program which is written in, sorry, which is written in high level language to low level language. Okay, so what is the process of compilation? देखो कंपाइलेशन में क्या होता है, देर इज हाई लेवल लैंग्वेजेस, हाई लेवल लैंग्वेजेस आर कन्वर्टेड इनटू, high level languages are converted into assembly language and assembly language is converted into machine code. Okay, so this is the order of compilation. Okay, then finally everything goes into the binary and it is not human readable but it is readable by the hardware, specifically CPU. Okay, and these languages are completely human readable. Okay, now compilation का reverse process है disassembly. Disassembly के अंदर क्या होता है, this is only I am giving you for general knowledge. Okay, this is not actually for your scope but I am only giving you for GK. Disassembly means क्या होता है, you will be given some codes. Okay, so you know that every 4 has a meaning, every 4 has a meaning. So suppose this stands for H, this stands for O, and suppose this stands for T. So what does it mean? This in machine language, you convert machine language into high level language. This is called disassembly. Okay, so compilation, going from high level language to machine language is compilation, and going from low level language to high level language is disassembly. Is it okay? Right? Now एक टर्म बताई थी मैंने, compilation, and the another word was interpreter. Okay, compilation takes place of whole program at a time. Whole program is compiled at a time. ओके, यानी एक प्रोग्राम में अगर 100 इंस्ट्रक्शंस है, 500 इंस्ट्रक्शंस है, 700 इंस्ट्रक्शंस है, ओके, all the instructions are compiled or translated at a time. Whole program translated at a time. ओके, इन सिंगल गो. एट अ टाइम की मतलब क्या हुआ? होल प्रोग्राम translated in a single go. Okay, in interpreter the translation takes place line by line. Okay, line by line translation means you have given first line, it will translate. You have given second line of instruction, it will translate. So line by line. One error, one instruction for wrong, whole program stops. Whole program stops. अगर आपके 10 इंस्ट्रक्शंस हैं, उनमें से एक भी गलत है या एक भी सही नहीं चला है, एरर है, what will happen? Your whole program will stop. Okay, and in interpreter only that line not run, है ना, that line and after, और उसके बाद वाली लाइन not run which are wrong. यहाँ पे क्या होगा? सपोज आपने 10 लाइन्स का इंस्ट्रक्शन देना है, उसमें से आपकी 7th लाइन में एरर है, तो 6 लाइन तक तो प्रॉपरली चल जाएगा, बट 7th लाइन सिंस एरर है तो वो वहां पे रुक जाएगा. ठीक है, you have to first correct the error, then 7, 8, 9, 10 these lines. Okay, so this is the difference between compilation process and interpreter process. Interpreter also does the same thing, right? ये जो पाइथन है, जावा है ना, ये सब कैसी लैंग्वेजेस हैं? पर्ल है, शेल है. these all are interpreted language. Okay, and these are compiler based language. Okay, so this completes basics of programming part 1. Okay, in the next lecture, now ये जो अभी तक मैंने जो प्रोसेस बताया, this was common for all programming languages. Now we will go in deep in C programming. So formally from the next lecture, hopefully on Monday, you know, so we will start on C programming formally, and then we also proceed for lab. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So you will manage attendance, right? Just help me to take a snapshot. अच्छा, today's lecture you go and definitely visit again. Okay, I will put it on YouTube and definitely go and